Plaintiff, Carl Jensen, is suing the defendant for the value of a car. Carl claims the defendant got into a screaming match with another driver during a fit of road rage and rear-ended Carl, totaling his car. Defendant Carmen Gasparo says Carl was too busy watching him argue with another driver to pay attention to the road. Carmen claims Carl had alcohol on his breath and offered him marijuana after the accident.
Remain standing. The Honorable Judge Jeanine Pirro presiding. Please be seated.
All right, the plaintiff is suing the defendant for the value of a car. Carl, state your case.
Basically, I'd like to start out, this isn't his first traffic violation. He also has a warrant for driving under suspension. But basically, it starts out, I
assume you're talking about the defendant.
Yes,
okay.
The defendant.
They have a warrant outstanding?
I don't believe so anymore. I took care of that last week.
Right.
Oh, so you had one?
I did have one, yeah.
Okay.
Right. Well, basically...
Let's look at it. I want to know what it's for. Why? Why did you have this warrant?
It was non-compliance on a traffic violation.
Talk to me. I love it when everybody, they start the body language. Tell me why.
It was a non-compliance of a traffic violation, Your Honor.
Like what? Why was your license suspended?
I believe it was for
when they say believe, that's the initial. Well, this is the first and then the believe.
Well, no, there were two subsequent ones. One was for speeding and one was for, well, they were a couple days apart.
Speeding? Okay.
Speeding and then improper registration, I believe.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
All right, well, on Memorial Day, it would be May 25th of 2009. I went up to the store, get a couple of things before going over to a friend's house. When I left the store, I actually brought a few cars to make it a little easier to kind of explain.
What?
Little toy cars so you can kind of see what happens.
Stay there.
Okay. All right. Well, basically, sorry, Your Honor.
Exhibit A, Exhibit B, and Exhibit C. This would be my car. A. B would be a car with a person that's not involved anymore. And C would be the defendant. Basically, I was at a stop sign. The defendant was coming down a hill. This car pulls out in front of him. This is what starts the road rage. So I leave the stop sign by taking a right. The car also takes a right. He runs the stop sign, comes around the car. As he's going around the car, he's standing up, flipping the bird. At whom?
That is
at this other car. This car ran from the scene as soon as the accident happened. So he's yelling at this car, screaming, his top's off of his Jeep, flipping him off, all sorts of vulgar words. I'm trying to take a left into my apartment building as another car breaks the crest of the hill that we're going up. And he's on the wrong side of the road coming up this hill. He doesn't see me. He sees the car coming down the hill. So he swerves over real quick and basically just totals out my car. I brought a few pictures you'd like to see.
That's a complete fabrication, Your Honor.
What did you say?
That is a complete fabrication, Your Honor.
Okay. Oh. What are you driving at the time, Carl?
Oh, I was driving a Hyundai Santa Fe 2002.
2002. Yes. And this is the damage that you're talking about to the rear?
It starts from farther back and gets closer as the pictures progress.
Oh, okay. So this is the left side of your vehicle,
the
which
driver's
is the driver's side.
As he swerved back into the lane to try to miss the car coming ahead, I was there, and he just bashed me. It actually lifted my car off the ground. Did you have any injury
from this, Carl?
No, I did not. I did not claim a personal injury.
Okay. And you're driving the Hyundai.
Yes, I was.
And what are you driving?
I was driving a 95 Jeep Wrangler, Your Honor.
The Jeep. All right, let's see those little cars.
And I'm sorry, those pictures were from the accident?
These pictures, put them right here.
Okay,
these pictures are from the accident.
The damage that was done to his vehicle.
That's right. Okay. That's why we're here.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I thought he had pictures of the actual accident. I was like,
weren't you there?
I was there, Your Honor.
All right. This is the defendant in the Jeep.
Yes.
He did very well. This is the...
It would have been a 5.0 Mustang. They didn't have that.
Right. You're the Hyundai. He's the Jeep. And where's the Mustang? This is the mystery driver?
That would be the Mustang. Yes. He pulled out right in front of the defendant, right before a stop sign. I take a right. The Mustang takes a right. The defendant comes around behind the Mustang, comes around him.
Are you saying that he was not on the right side of the road?
Yes, the defendant was not on the right side of the road.
Do you have a police report that corroborates this?
I do.
All right,
we did
Carmen,
not make a police report
version?
right at the time.
Wow, he's got a police report. The police were never called. Actually, Your Honor, I'm glad you asked me to...
Carmen, why not?
Why were the police never called?
Yeah.
Because we had agreed to go and talk about it because, like I said, I had the warrant and didn't want to to go to jail.
Look at the pot calling the kettle black.
Exactly.
You want to accuse him of dirty hands for not calling the police. You asked him not to call the police because you had all these suspensions.
He also had alcohol on his breath. So
he did?
Yes, he did, Your Honor.
I did not, Your Honor.
So
3:10 in the afternoon.
What time of day is this?
This was on a Memorial Day holiday weekend.
Yeah, what time?
This is
10 in the
about
afternoon.
3.
I literally just woke up.
What day of the week is
Case
this?
in point.
Monday. It'd be the 25th.
This is the actual Memorial Day. Okay, go ahead, Carmen.
Okay, Your Honor. I was coming out of the quick shop from getting a pack of smokes. The plaintiff was in front of me. A car came careening around the corner off of the main street and cut me off. Obviously, I got upset. We come down to the stop sign. His car turned right. The car in front of me kept on, giving me, egging me on, basically.
And are you egging him back?
I flipped him off, yes, Your Honor. So he turns, I turn. We're going up he slams on his brakes. We're talking about the Mustang. I go around him, I zip
So you're
back.
saying you're here?
I was right behind
And the Mustang
him.
slams on its brakes?
The Mustang slammed on his brakes to force me to
Because
hit
you
him.
two are in a road rage situation.
Right. He tried to make me hit him. I went around to avoid hitting him. As I careened back over, I look up and he stopped. He didn't complete his turn. He had plenty of time to complete his turn.
So he stopped and you hit
He
him.
stopped.
Because there was a car
I hit him
coming over
because
the
he's sitting
crest.
there watching the accident unfold behind him instead of completing his turn. Rubberneck.
No, he's watching the two of you fight.
Right.
Yeah, that's what's going on. You
Yeah,
get it now,
so-
Doug?
Yeah, kind of, sort of, Judge.
Yeah, okay. All right. So you keep going.
So I believe that, he's sitting there watching everything unfold instead of completing his turn, rubbernecking. All right, which is a big problem in this country, man. People just want to rubberneck and watch accidents instead of just go about their own business. So anyway.
No one wants to be in an accident.
So
though.
anyway, we decided to go to his place to, discuss details of how we were going to take care of this. The reason he was in such a hurry, I could see. I walk in and I see the biggest bong I've ever seen since Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke.
Is that true?
So he offered me
Is that true? Now you don't want to talk. You can't wait to talk for 5
not
minutes.
true.
So
You don't have a bong in your
I do not
apartment?
have a bong in my apartment.
You don't?
No, I don't.
He's making this up?
He is.
And he made it up that you were drinking too? Why'd
not
you get
really
up at
drinking.
3 in the afternoon? You said you just got up.
Because it was Memorial Day. It was my day off. I'd like to
What'd you
sleep
do the
in.
night before?
Nothing. It was Sunday. I went out with my girlfriend
Where'd you go?
to Ginji. It's a Japanese steak restaurant. It's kind of like Kobe's where they make the food in front of you.
Ginji or Ganja?
And that's it? Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Carmen.
All right. So anyway, he offered me a peace offering, kind of like the Indians and the Cowboys did back in the day. He offered me a peace offering. I said, no, that's all right. So we discussed details of how we were going to take care of it.
What are the details?
First we talked about maybe fudging the insurance or fudging the accident date for the insurance, but then
He
that's it.
he said
the
that.
accident?
I did not want to commit
But
fraud.
this is what we did.
Whoa. Why would you want to fudge the date of the accident? What difference does
because
it
he
make?
doesn't have
I
any
was
money. Because he
getting
doesn't have a
insurance. But then
job.
we decided against that because it's fraud and stuff, so we don't want to do that.
Oh, hogwash.
So then-
I don't believe that for one
so
second.
then-
Did you partake of the bong with him?
No, absolutely.
But why would you want to change the date of the accident? How does
doesn't
that
have any
benefit?
money.
My insurance had expired like a couple days earlier, right? So
You're driving like Jeff Gordon and you don't have insurance?
it was a block from my house where I was going, so I thought I'd be safe. Obviously not.
As soon as he got out of the car, Your Honor, he said, well, my insurance card's at home. I don't have it. But so I took down all of his information. I had some stuff previously planned, so I didn't want to sit around and wait for the cops because usually it's going to be hours
Maybe
on
you were
Memorial
smoking
Day.
the bong and you didn't want them to know. But go ahead.
He comes around and basically he jumps out of the car all hyped up. I was like, what is going on? You're just in a major accident. What are you doing? So, I automatically assume I smell his breath. There's no alcohol on his breath, but his eyes were about to look like he just got back from
Wait
the
a minute.
optometrist.
He's accusing you of having a bong and you're accusing him of being high. And you say there's no alcohol on his breath and he says there's alcohol on
Yeah,
your
there
breath.
wasn't alcohol on his breath, but he was
the
definitely...
fabrications he's coming up
Oh,
with.
yeah. You're the one who want to change the date. Go ahead.
We get out of the car. I'm like, really? Did you really just smash me messing with somebody else? I was like, and the reason I didn't make the turn is because someone came over the crest of the hill.
You were rubberdecking.
I was not rubbernecking.
Yes, you were. Go ahead.
All right. So we continue. We do go back to my house where there is not a bong. He's like, oh, here's my credit card. I was like, why are you trying to give me your credit card? And he just has no information. He calls me. I call him the next day. He's like, oh, well, my insurance expired yesterday. I was like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. Well, I guess I'll just take the money from you. He's like, well, I don't have money. So I was like, all right, well, then I guess I'm just going to have to take you to court.
Okay. What's your defense?
All right, my defense, Your Honor, is we went back to his house. He did have it was probably about a 25-foot bong. I don't know if he's 25 years old, but first he wanted $3,000, right? But he gave me 30 days to figure it out. He asked me for a credit card so that he had verification of my, of everything. Sure. So I didn't offer him anything. Next day, I got laid off from my job. So, and I was going to pay cash.
Do you have an estimate for the damage?
I do not. They just totaled it out. I do have the Kelly's Blue Book though, which would be.
Go ahead.
So then he wanted, have it right then and there. So I said, well, I can't do that. And he said, well, I have to have something, And I said, well, just give me a couple days. So he calls me a week later and then he wants $3,500.
Well,
so wait a minute.
Interest.
All right. Did he smoke that much that he forgot the real value of his car?
Okay. Should you pay him?
No, I think it's the people in the Mustang's fault for causing me to swerve off the road and then have to swerve back. Plus him not for making his turn. If he'd have made his turn, I wouldn't.
I was trying to make the turn. The Mustang slammed on his brakes because he realized that there was a car in front of him. And then the only moronic person still left trying to fight hit me.
Okay. Carmen, do you have any accidents in your record?
I've got, just that one and one that wasn't actually my fault. Probably.
Of course not.
Well, no.
That's why we call them accidents.
I got police records. The guy hit me from behind, and that's why I got a Jeep, because he totaled out my Talon.
So when the guy hits you from behind, he's responsible.
Well, that's what the cop said.
The issue is whether or not the defendant is liable to the plaintiff for the damage to the vehicle that the defendant says he's not responsible for because the plaintiff was rubbernecking, which is what people do all the time. And I agree with you. It is aggravating. And because the plaintiff was gawking at another car and, had it not been for this third car, I would not have rear-ended him. But interestingly enough, the defendant admits that the last accident he was in wasn't his fault because he was rear-ended, which is really an admission to the court of exactly where we're going with this case. And that is, you rear-end somebody, you pay. It's as simple as that. Verdict for the plaintiff. So ordered.
I do not smoke marijuana at all.
I do not smoke marijuana at all either.